Okay, we are back again. My name is Umar Arshad. I'm the founder of Lyra Advertising and Lyra Vision. I create this content for all of you brick and mortar owners specifically. And in addition to that, whoever wants to watch, that's their choice. But the topic of our today's video is really, really, really important. I'm sorry if it feels a little bit here and there because I'm not well. I'm a little bit sick. So yeah, you'll have to bear that with me. But anyways, let's dive straight into it. Today the discussion is follow. Like what? So far we have covered different aspects, different stages of marketing and advertising. But today let's talk a little bit about sales. It falls under the category of sales. I'll straight dive into it without giving you any basic or fundamental information. Whenever you put together a marketing tool, be it an ad or a sales flyer or whatever, you receive a response, right? When, let's put it this way: whenever you receive a response, so a response can be in the form of, a lead form. Let's say a lead form. It can be in the form of a direct call. It can be in the form of a text message. Whatever, however you want them to respond to you, right? The important thing is when you get a call, for example, and I literally hate waste. When you get a call, the guy calls, ring ring, your receptionists eventually, in some places you yourself pick up the phone. They ask a question, you answer it, your receptionist answers it. But the important thing is there is no capturing of data, which is really, really, really important to understand. Like, you don't ask for their name if not already you've got. Like, if you directly got a call, and you can't expect from the lead or the prospect to have himself booked immediately with your service or your product to be sold on that, right? So important thing is, like, there is no capturing. You don't ask for name, you don't ask for email, you don't ask for first name, last name, and email to put them on a mailing list later, an engaging list, which is in a non-soliciting way. Because the important point to note here is, my guys, that it costs money to get that call. And if you don't work on that lead later, don't ask that information, and don't be enough engaging and try to be enough engaging with these people, then you're just simply wasting money, because it's like flushing money down your toilet. And if you do that, or if you are a business owner inside whose business all of this happened, whatever I just said, then go, whatever the highest bill is in your pocket, 100, a 10, a 20, go drop that into your toilet, and you will feel the internal emotion of how actually does it feel like. If you do all of this stuff, if you don't capture data, if you don't follow up, or if you don't then hit them with text messages, howsoever you can be doing that. And it is important to keep that outreach non-soliciting, engaging, and give between every other conversation, every other sales outreach, there should be a specific amount of time. But the important thing is that 90% of the times people lose business because of not following up. And this is a reality, because whenever you get leads, you have a person call you, you don't capture the data, you're just wasting money. Like, it's straight. If you don't put the, because you don't expect someone to buy a solar plant that costs $50,000 or $60,000 in the first call, because every time that guy is looking for information, right? Or someone who's looking for a chiropractic appointment, you can't expect them to have them booked on the first call. And even if they don't book on the first call, you still ask for information, you still ask for details, and you go through a set of frameworks, because follow up is the only reason why most people lose businesses. And back in the day, I was working with a chiropractor. He had a bunch of clinics, and he said, like I saw his leads converting, like his conversion ratio was 85 to 90%, and I didn't touch his strategy. Like it's fascinating to see people working that much and putting that much effort into converting those leads. And I said to that guy directly, I said, I can't touch your this department or this particular area. And he said, why? I said, your conversion ratio is 80%. So that means the guy behind all of this conversion is the guy who knows how to work leads. So can you imagine like 85% conversion rate where the industry standard is 20, 30, 40? So if there is an 80% conversion ratio of leads that you're getting from your marketing, then it's straight away that there is a guy who knows how to work leads. And I want that guy to be you. I want that guy to be the guy who is in your place, in your business, working for those leads. So let you do and apply all of these frameworks that I'm going to briefly tell you, and see how much is there increase in your number of customers that you get in any specific given time. So from now on today, whenever you put a marketing tool together and then you get response, what the first thing that you have to do is you have to understand that follow up is the king. And following up multiple times is the king. Let me explain. Every time you get a response, like you've been hit with a funnel submission, lead form fill up, any call, any message, any email. Simple. What you have to do is you have to ask for details, even if that guy doesn't buy at the first place, or even if that guy doesn't book a call with, even if it's a $10 product, doesn't matter. That's still a potential prospect, right? So you have to ask for details. Simple, if not already they've given it to you. Like if it isn't a lead form, you directly got a call. Even if they seem 10% interested, you still write down their name. You still, oh, by the way, what's your name? What's this, X, Y, and Z, whatever. Like however your scripts work, however your sales system works. And we'll get to that in further videos, but let's break down marketing for now in easy steps so that when we, complete the tier 1, then we'll move to the tier 2, which is sales of any brick and mortar business. For now, important thing is you always ask for basic details, and even you ask for address. And importantly, I'll forget this if I don't mention it now. It's like, let's say someone came to you and said, let's say someone was satisfied with your service and they said, oh, I have told Joshua about you. You don't just say thanks, you told Joshua about me. What you do is you go, you ask and get. You ask, and then you get the address, the phone number, the email, everything of Joshua, and send a nice message. Have your receptionist or whoever handles that department, have your receptionist forward a message and the recommendation from whoever gave you the recommendation, and you send that message to Joshua and mention that recommendation and write a nice message. Howsoever you want to send an email, you want to call them directly and mention that recommendation. Like you want to put this work in. It's like simple. You got to work this way. That's how you get a ton of leads. You get a ton of conversion. You have a very high conversion ratio, and then you have a lot of customers, which eventually has, which eventually has a really great impact on your revenue, your bottom line, and then what happens after that, right? So if you work these basics, work these fundamentals, I swear, like sometimes most people lose business because of not working on fundamentals. Like they think it's some kind of, you have to manage finance, you have to learn, like you have to become the next Ray Dalio to manage a business. No, you don't. You just have to work on you don't have to work on your finances. You have to work on your fundamentals. You have to work on how can I retain a customer. You have to work on what thing of mine, what offer of mine, what lead magnet of mine, particularly in this digital era, has more traction and what doesn't. What can I give in order to be able to provide value? And what can I sell in order to be, or how can I sell it in order to be able to have my product perceived as of high value? That is what matters. Fundamentals are important. Business is not rocket science unless and until you don't hit $100 million a year. Then there are advanced levels, because then you have budget, then you have lawyers, because you don't know how to manage all that stuff. Then you have attorneys. Then you have different departments that you have to set up inside your business. That is a totally different thing, and that stage is further very stage. But you have to look up to that stage and then work on your fundamentals and basics in order to be able to reach that stage. And it is possible. Like nothing is impossible. And I'm telling you, if you do all of this, you will fail at times. But if you do, you correct your fundamentals with time, you rectify them, you nurture them, and you make a system that is specifically for you, and then you keep on improving it, you will see a far more increase in either your revenue, your systems, your team culture. Like that it will always be a win-win situation for you. Let's move forward. I just get sometimes lost from what I was saying. Anyways, what I said was you ask for details, right? And when you or your receptionist hangs up the call, click, it happens, click happens. What you do is you immediately send out an offer. And I have spoken about this offer a lot. It's called direct response offer. My go to my previous videos, watch what an offer is, see what I speak there, and then you will be able to understand. An offer is something like this. Uh, get your direct response offer is something like this. If it, for example, you are a chiropractor and you got a call and they get your first consultation free, call us at XYZ until tomorrow noon. You put urgency, they will call until noon because they saw something that was of free in value, right? So an offer is something like this. I gave you a brief idea. Okay. You send out something free, or you send some kind of guide out for free. Like if someone replied to your Stacia back pain ad, and then you immediately send a small 3-4 page guide where it's mentioned like symptoms, whatever, what treatment can be done. If you have this problem, then you have to get this procedure done. Something around that, right? And don't worry, this isn't rocket science. With time, I'll show you every single thing how to build that. We'll again get to the basics from writing an ad copy, understanding the offer. Will again, and I'll give you templates that will be industry specific. Yes, I will do every single thing for you with time. The only condition being, if I continued with this content, I will break every single thing down for you, and then we'll start from negatives, and then we'll get to -1, then we'll get to 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and eventually reach at the highest potential of our operations that we can do, or that we can eventually put forth, right? And then the number 3, which is the most important, is that you ask for address if possible, right? Because if you are a solo company, you might as well ask for address. Importantly, like if they weren't able to book a call or a virtual consultation, ask for address. Send your guy who is doing door-to-door sales, send your guy on that address, and have a good card or letter written. Have something from the conversation that they have had written on that letter. Give it to them, ask them, and handle objections, ask questions that'll be qualifying questions, and then do whatever you want to do with that prospect. But it is important to ask for address if possible. Then the fourth thing that is important is you follow up via mail, text, which is different mediums, if I may. It's like if you follow up via mail, don't send a mail directly, a written mail. No, you've already called them, you've already texted them. Now, what to do? Send a beautiful poster made mail, kind of a carousal made, wherein whatever they spoke to you on call, or whatever services whatever services they were looking for, in related to that, send a mail that's like engaging. It's not like it's only text, like 10 lines of text. No, we have technology nowadays. Get a template, design it, add some kind of cartoons on it, whatever is relevant with that product or service, and then add some persuasive statements in that, like make it like kind of an ad copy, and then add your direct response offer into that. And you can have that set up already. You can write a few templates, work on them as you write your ad copies, and then have them in the system, and then they will, like, if you use automation tools or you use AI for this, and I genuinely encourage people to do that. Those messages will be automatically sent, but they shouldn't sound robotic. That is the most important factor, key factor. That's all of that stuff shouldn't sound robotic. It should feel like it's a human written message. So you kind of have to work on that, and then hit them with the text. You hit them with a call again after 5 days, 3 days, 2 days. Important is you follow up multiple times. You follow up via multiple mediums. You call, you text, you follow up 5 times until they completely, even either say no to you, or you feel like it is something that they don't want at all, like at any cost. Even if I offer free, they won't take it. That's it. Unless and until you don't understand that. But all that follow up should be in a non soliciting way, in a persuasive and non soliciting way, engaging way. It shouldn't be like giving a call every other day. If they don't pick up, calling 10 times. No, simple. Then test different versions of outreach. It is important. For example, if you send a mail first, then you send a text, test different versions. Don't have those emails that you have or templates that you have for every time. Try to change them, try to make different versions of them, and have something that you can give them as a free that other people might charge for, and you give them as a lead magnet. As I said, for example, if it's a patient regarding Stacia, send a 5-minute video on email explaining the pains that Stacia can cause, and then solutions and problems for that. And don't tell them that there are solutions that we will provide. No, keep the solution 50-50, like the solution 50% kind of home solution, and then 50% what we will solve. It's like game of it's a game of mind. It's a game of a little bit psychology. But yeah, we will break that down in further videos. But what I'm trying to say is, you test different versions of outreach, you follow up multiple times, and you follow up immediately. Every time you get a response, you send them a quick message back. For example, if you send a message on Monday and the message was seen on Tuesday, and at 11, the moment you get the message, you reply back on 11:1. That is important. That is how much they'll feel you are attentive towards your customers or whoever people you work with. Then last thing which is important, put them on a mailing list or either texting list. Like mailing list is something where you provide value for free for 12 months to forever. Like it can be forever. Like send a mail every 10 days, every 20 days. Keep it in a non-soliciting way. Those mails should be engaging, should be value in those mails. It's like if you're a chiropractor, you might as well send 3 to 4 mails every month out to this list, and you have 4 things that your people mostly suffer with, and then you have those written down in an engaging way, and then you have the solutions written down on that, some home solutions, some solutions kind of like add a direct response offer. If you're like the way they feel relatable. If there is someone who's facing back pain problem, and you wrote an email that you sent out, and someone had a back pain problem, and you explain pains actually problems, and then you wrote down its solutions in an engaging way, and then at the end you said you can use this at home to solve. If you still can't solve it, we are offering a free first consultation. Then you add a link below, click on this to book, and eventually you will see a higher number of leads coming back even after months to you, and that will increase and improve your sales. It is important to stay in touch with your people, stay in touch with your leads, even though if they reject you at first. And then the last thing I would say is use automation, use AI, because it's really important. You can use tools like Go High Level, have your receptionist like be trained by someone who knows how to use. Like we use it for companies we work with. Like as I said, I just don't spit out facts or statements. I don't give advices. I work only with people who want me to work for them, not just advise them on what to do, because that's how I believe. Like it might seem a little bit kind of like some people might perceive it differently, but that's how I think, because I don't want to sell advice. I just want to do the work myself. Like if you are winning, then that means I am winning as well. If you are losing, then that means I am losing as well. It's kind of like that. It's mentality like that. That's what I feel. So I just do this for people. I do it, anyway. When I handle operations, sales, whatever that may be. When we write all of this stuff, we use AI, we use tools, and we encourage people to use tools nowadays. We have softwares like Go High Level. We have softwares like ChiroTouch for chiropractors. There are a lot of softwares that you can use. There's full stack of softwares that you might want to use, and train somebody in your office, your receptionist, to use them efficiently, and that will eventually make your work very, very easier. So important thing is to retain all of these leads, because it's money. It isn't some kind of out of nowhere call. If you run an ad and you get a call, it's like it costs money to get that call, right? So you might as well not want to waste it. And as I said, it's like flushing money down the toilet, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to seem stupid. You don't want to be a stupid business owner. I'm being honest. You don't want to be a stupid business owner. So you might as well get things in a proper and systematic way, and work on these things so that your fundamentals are strong. Once your fundamentals are strong, you will see a really higher increase of leads, either customers or your revenue, in whatsoever terms you want to use. I don't want to hit you with jargons. That's why I use simple terms to make you understand that it's like this, and this. Okay. So I think this was enough for today. And if this made you think differently, or gave you some kind of information that you didn't know before, then I think my existence did its job. And the whole point of this channel, this content, is to help you guys, guide you guys towards a better sustainable business. Because, like, I think as we are moving towards technology, there are going to be a lot of problems. Everyone is moving towards AI. And as I heard this from Elon Musk, and he says, someone else said it, that a sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Similarly, back in 2000, a mobile phone was like magic. Back in 1950, an aeroplane was magic for people. But nowadays, it's just common. It's everywhere. Similarly, this AI system, this AI shit will get common to everyone. But what remains are the important markets, which is health, wellness, relationships, money. Because at the end of the day, whole universe is dependent on humans, rather directly or indirectly, and we are so subtly dependent on the universe as well. So it's important to maintain these interactions as well. Everyone is going after AI. No one is going to take your jobs. Nobody. No, just do what you're doing. But important thing is integrate all of the things that are being called as modern, or that are being called as tech nowadays, and take help from those things in order to be able to not fall behind all the system. Otherwise, you're doing great. I appreciate you. You are doing good in your businesses, and I encourage you to keep doing it. Just move up, and but don't get ignorant of this technology, because otherwise you're going to lose. Don't get ignorant of technology. Use it in a proper way, with research, and in a very well comprehended manner. That's what I want from you. Anyways, bye bye, and see you in the next one.